Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and this is your weekly tarot guidance for the week of August 22nd through the 28th of 2016. Here we are again, people. How was last week for you? We had the full moon penumbral lunar eclipse in Aquarius. How did that go? All right, we are in eclipse season now. Remember that. Things are changing, my friends, and it's only just begun. Something last week should have been very positive for you. Should have been making you feel pretty good about yourself by the time you got to the weekend. Was it the big thing? I don't know. It may not be the big thing, but I think it's big. It's something that you really wanted to see happen. So that's a good thing for you. Now, if you need any additional insight into the lunar eclipse, the upcoming solar eclipse, be sure to check me out on Patreon. I have videos up for both of them, as well as your sun sign tarot guidance for the month of August. Okay, there's about 15 videos up there right now available for view. Now, let's talk about this week. Okay, I only see one thing to me for the things that I look at, all right, that's going on. And that would be on Monday the 22nd. To me, this is very important. Mars, the planet Mars. We started way back in March, when it entered Sagittarius, blah, 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 blah. Well, the retrograde, blah, 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 blah. And then it went, direct again. On the 22nd, it leaves shadow. So for me, and I don't know how many of you out there have really felt affected with forward movement. I'm a Scorpio with Aries rising. So it was like a double whammy for me. And I work my butt off every day, and I felt like I was not getting anywhere. So I'm like, yes, this has to be it. This has to be the thing that allows me to feel like I can finally move forward at the pace that I'm accustomed to. So let's see how that goes, because I think it's an important moment for many of you with projects that you've been trying to get off the ground, and you just kept feeling like you were moving, but not moving as fast as you'd like. So hopefully now you'll see some change with that. So let's talk about this week. I actually really like this. I have to tell you, I chose a deck that I haven't used for the weekly before. It's a fun deck because I feel like we need fun, okay? It's called Tarot of the Pagan Cats. You've seen me use it occasionally for the dailies, and the depictions are amusing, if anything, because you know how cats are. Well, this week it starts off with a sense of celebration. You have freed yourself from something. If you go back and you follow the dailies for last week and you see how it ended on Sunday, all right, that person in the Ten of Swords getting up and walking away from the stress. That's given me the chills to say that. Something happened last week. Change is in the air. The eclipse has brought something. This is ridiculous. I can't stand it. Oh my goodness. I'm talking about the chills part. It's crazy. And it's not that it's cold or anything here today. It's like I see you, pounding on the table. That's it. It's like, this has to be done. It has to be this way. This is the fair way for it to happen. This is what I want. So it's almost like you didn't go in and you didn't demand, like where someone goes and they clear off the table and they demand everyone's attention. You didn't do it that way. Because if you looked at Saturday's card, you were kind of like that, thief in the night. You took the backdoor approach and you were very careful about it. So you didn't get in people's faces and say, this is what I want. But you did what you needed to do to get what you want. I find it very, very interesting. So it helps to bring in some more balance. There's some extremely positive cards here for you this week. Now, I'm telling you, it's not that you've suddenly arrived. This is kind of like that beginning to feel, Mars is now out of shadow. So you're beginning to feel like okay, I can do this. I can get this done. It's amazing to me. You're focusing on a number of things at this time. Security for yourself in many forms. A lot of you are thinking of your finances, your home, your family. It depends on what you've been through in the last 5 years. And that 5 years is very key. We're going back to 2011, 2012, when, we had the Pluto-Uranus squares start in 2012, as well as Saturn in Scorpio. It was rough on everybody, not to mention if you were a Scorpio. It was downright ridiculous. So here is that being able to make change, like creative change, where you're saying, give me that. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm taking charge. There's a change in you this week as a result of whatever happened last week. And the only caution that I have here is to not get, remain humble at all costs. Don't get cocky about it. If something good happens, don't just suddenly go, oh, yeah, I got what I wanted. Don't feel that way. That's not how it is, all right? Did you earn it? Oh, yeah. But do you need to be cocky about it? Oh, no. Just stick with your change. Pay attention to your direction because Mercury's getting ready to retrograde, all right? And you still have 2 more eclipses to get through. That's what I said. You might want to check out those videos. The full moon and the new moon are there, and then I'll be doing one shortly, which will come out for the eclipse on September 16th. So keep yourself up to date. Now, positivity. I'm telling you, there is a major, major change for you this week. I don't want you thinking that it's like, everything. Because some people they suddenly assume when they read something or listen, then they're not listening carefully. This isn't everything you ever wanted. This is, a feeling of optimism is returning for you and things are starting to take motion. In other words, you're having, really truthfully, you're having a big change in karma. Like your karmic outlook in life. Maybe you've kind of paid your dues finally, over that past 5 years. All the things that have happened. And the universe is finally starting to say, okay for you, This is going to take form with respect to relationships, choices that you're making. And there's a thing about doing it in a realistic manner and remaining grounded. How many times do I say that? Remain grounded, remain practical. There's this, here in front of me that don't be Don Quixote tilting at windmills, all right? Life's not a fantasy, all right? Did you have a wish come true last week? Probably yes. Something could happen. That's what I'm saying. Don't get cocky. The universe always knows how to put you in your place if you do. Just continue. Continue in your mode. Continue in your forward movement. There is so much change that's available to you. New growth which is available to you. Okay? And this, I'm telling you, for a lot of you, it's not just about your happiness. It's toward your home life, your security. And, see, that line, that tightrope, it's like you're still walking it. Okay, this is August. Like September, October. It's like you're still walking it. I really feel until like the 3rd week in September. I have September 22nd on my radar. I think once you get to that day, like right after that day, when Mercury goes direct, you've been through all 3 eclipses. You've been through the Mercury retrograde. The 22nd is the equinox. The 22nd, the sun goes into Libra. All right. I know this is a weekly forecast, a weekly tarot guidance, but I urge everyone not to be discouraged about where they are because you've made progress. This is why I keep telling you about what I see coming so that you don't say, oh, Cecilia, it's just not, I thought this would happen. I thought that would happen. If it's meant to happen, it will. But what is coming, believe me, sometimes there's bad, but really it's all good. It really is all good. You're working on taking back control. Now, one of the things, boy, I don't know why I want to say this. We're getting closer to that Mercury retrograde. It'll come up when I do next week's weekly. But we're already, shadow started back on the 10th. Make that trip to the mechanic, people. Your regular mechanic, not anybody new. You see a light out on the dashboard, get your car in there. Make that appointment. Don't wait until you're broken down on the side of the road or something, malfunctions with your car that causes you to have an accident. And you know me, I'm always, positive, positive, positive. And I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm trying to let you know that it feels very strong that when it comes to your vehicle, you should be paying attention to its needs, not just your own, okay? Because you're feeling, and I don't want to say a little worse for the wear. It's like you've survived a lot, and you're getting ready to close out a chapter. You're getting ready to close a door. Here I am pounding on the table again. I'm telling you, that's what it's like this week, okay? I want my life to be fair, all right? I need to close this. I need this to be done. But it's being done in a pleasant manner. There's nothing being done here that is mean in any way. There's no mean-spiritedness about this. You're not out to hurt anyone. You're just trying to live your life. Like, get back up and stay up. That type of thing. So, now, we also talked, I mentioned, I think at the beginning, about, that walking away from the stress. That's where the change comes in. That's where the positivity comes in. Patience is still required, okay, to get totally past it, because not everything has happened yet, but there's something going on here. Many of you will be working on things which they're not necessarily legal, but they could be documents that need to be signed, okay? Could be, going to settlement on a home. Could be a bankruptcy. Could be anything else that requires you to go to court or involved with the law, or just signing a deed to something. There are things happening here. And, this is all in your best interest. But the things that you've been working on, I want to talk about this because you've been working on new things. And the new things are very important. I think they've become exciting some days, a little scary on other days, because you're not totally sure where it's all headed. Like I said, you're walking that tightrope until you get to October, because you don't know. Like, you only have one route, and you're like, just get me there, just get me there. So, attention to detail is really, really important. And this is with everything that you're doing. So, that could make it a little bit stressful at times, even though things are feeling very positive, because you may feel overwhelmed with, well, I've got this going on over here, which was old stuff, and I have to take care of it. And I need to do something about that and work it out. So while you're working on that, you're working on this, you're working on the past, you're working on your vision for the future. Do you see what I'm saying? So, granted, you may be up and down at night. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you lay there and you think about it. So much change. How is it possible not to? Do you know what I'm saying? It just seems impossible not to lose a little bit of sleep over all this. First of all, just being in awe over it. The fact that a year ago, you didn't have a bleeping clue what you were going to do about any of it, because no matter how hard you tried, you didn't seem to be doing the right thing. Here we are. Yeah. Turn your back on the past. Have a vision for the future. Whatever you do not doubt yourself. Do not doubt your self-worth. Just because bad things happen to you, remember, bad things happen to good people. Doesn't make you bad people. All right? Whatever it was, you are so worth the positive blessings that want to come into your life. And you need to remember that. Now, it comes through patience. It comes through strength. But, a lot of you out there, this isn't everyone, but there's an issue. It's not, how can I put this? It's not the issue that, you so want to see gone. It's something else. And you're like, If I bite my tongue any harder, I won't have one. But it's like, that to get past this one thing, you just have to be quiet, stay out of it, and let it work itself out. Oh my goodness. You know the saying, go with the flow. It's really hard to play it easy when something's bugging you that much, isn't it? It's something, it's a situation, or it's a someone. And I don't know if you can eliminate that person yet. All right? Maybe in a few months. Whatever it is, whatever the situation is, I don't think it's something that goes away overnight, because I see you making slow progress with it, where, you're taking back your power with regard to the situation, but I don't think you're really totally able to cut yourself free from it. There's something else back in the beginning that's bringing you a freedom from something, but I don't think any one of you has just one issue or one thing that you're trying to do. Life is not that one-dimensional. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more that's going on. But as far as, your clarity and your organization, there's this whole renewed thing in your lives that's happening, and I'm amazed by it, because I really think you've had the time to reflect on all of the things that have happened. These difficult times in the past 5 years, see, that's it. Your vision is leading you toward taking your power back from that time period. That's what you're going to do. This week is really putting you in that mode, and you're going to continue. So I'm going to put down some more cards, because never before in your life, even if you were always organized, you're doing it different this time. Absolutely doing it different. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. I brought this up last week, and me, I don't bring up cards and everything, but we had, in that order, the Magician and the Hierophant. And I made a little side note somewhere, I believe, that said that when I see them together, I view it as that kind of miracle. I'm going to say more like miraculous type thing happening. It's here. They're here again. Different deck, different shuffling, different reading. This doesn't happen every day. I have not seen this happen in a long, long time. And there they are in our extra cards. The Magician and the Hierophant. And to me, it's amazing. Oh my goodness. This, for just having come off a full moon, with a partial lunar eclipse, there is so much positivity here. And what is coming by the next full moon? Really just going, okay. But it's extreme change. Extreme change. And I think you're in charge of it. This is even better, like, for once in your life. That's what I said about the feeling organized with your life. And really, like, you have the control over it now. You're helping direct your own path. I'm just, so maybe the miracle, it feels like it's coming from within you, what's happening this week. Because there's that regeneration mode that I have the power again. Like, I have the clarity to see what I need to do, the ability to do it. You have the charm to pull it off. You have the ability to manifest. I mean, I feel like I'm spinning a fairy tale. Is this like the ultimate? No, it's not. This is you taking back your power and knowing your worth and being able to just go forward. I'm just like, oh my goodness. There is, remember this, people, no such thing as coincidence. And this particular season, because you know how we say things really change with the seasons? This particular season, you're going to see that when it ends, all right? And I just said September 22nd. It's like after that comes powerful change. That's when you start reaping your rewards, all right? And, the moon. Wow. See, The full moon in September is very key on the 16th, but also from the equinox to the end of the month, from the 28th to the 30th, there is a second new moon in the month of September, and it falls on the 30th, and it's a new moon in Libra. Big change coming then. You're going to start to see things you're doing paying off that week. All right, come on, cards. This is supposed to be for this week. Why are we telling them everything that's coming for the next 6 or 7? Does that mean I can take some time off? I doubt it. For some reason, I have another card in my hand. I don't know how that happened. Oh, it's beautiful. It's full of rainbows. There is, indeed, have patience with the universe. Have patience with yourself. When you get further along, everything you've done is going to pay off. I don't think I can say it any other way. I want to thank you all for listening, and I'll see you here again next week. Take care.